The episode opens with Martian facing increasing scrutiny from his superiors in the CIA. His covert operations have placed him in a difficult spot, and with every move, he risks being discovered. In a bold and calculated decision, Martian proposes to recruit Dr. Sami Zahir, a woman from his past, as a CIA asset. This choice is complicated for many reasons, especially their personal history. Martian knows that involving someone with whom he has a close connection could lead to complications, yet he believes Sami's expertise is too valuable to pass up. To facilitate contact, the CIA fabricates a university summons that brings Sami to a meeting with Martian. Up until this moment, Sami knows Martian only as Paul Lewis, a university lecturer and aspiring author. She has no idea of his involvement in the world of espionage. When she walks into the university and meets Paul, her shock is palpable. Martian, who has kept his true identity hidden from her, now faces a confrontation that will set the stage for future events. Bosco's skepticism. Bosco, Martian's colleague, is not convinced that involving Sami is a wise decision. He voices his concerns about Martian's emotional attachment to Sami and the potential dangers it poses. Bosco questions whether Martian's personal feelings could cloud his judgment and cause him to overlook crucial risks. Despite his reservations, Bosco ultimately agrees with the decision, understanding that the success of their mission depends on the value of Sami's information. This moment highlights the balance that Martian must strike between his personal life and his professional obligations. The hidden danger of Martian's double life. As Martian navigates this risky recruitment, his double life continues to unravel. On one hand, he is part of the CIA, working tirelessly to protect national security. On the other hand, his personal connections and relationships increasingly threaten his ability to operate covertly. Martian's plan to recruit Sami is not just about gaining a new asset, it's also about keeping his personal life from crashing down. The danger comes not only from his enemies but also from those closest to him. The more Martian exposes himself emotionally, the more vulnerable he becomes. Meanwhile, tensions rise as we learn that General Volchok, a key figure in the shadowy world of mercenaries, has plans of his own. Volchok's group, Valhalla, operates with deadly efficiency, accepting any contract that pays them enough. Their lack of morality and disregard for life make them a formidable force. This group's involvement in the episode raises the stakes even higher, as Volchok's plan to hand over Agent Coyote to the Russian government poses a significant threat to Martian and his team. Martian's tension with Osman. As the episode unfolds, we see that Martian is under increasing pressure from his enemies. Osman, a character who has been a looming presence throughout the series, is closing in on Martian's identity. Osman's growing suspicion that Paul Lewis might not be who he claims adds another layer of tension. Osman's search of Martian's hotel room and his discovery of Poppy's whereabouts bring Martian to a tipping point. He realizes that he can no longer handle the escalating threats on his own. His desperate need for help leads him to make risky decisions, such as recruiting Sami. The kidnapping attempt, Poppy in danger. One of the most intense moments of the Agency Episode 7 comes when Poppy, Martian's daughter, is almost abducted. A Beijing agent makes an attempt to kidnap her, but fortunately, Dozer, a CIA operative, intervenes just in time. Dozer's swift action saves Poppy, but the incident is a clear sign that Martian's personal life is no longer separate from his espionage career. It's no longer just about Martian. His loved ones are now in the crosshairs, and every move he makes could put them in even greater danger. After the kidnapping attempt, Dozer takes Poppy to CIA headquarters, where Martian is visibly shaken upon seeing her. He embraces her, clearly distressed, but moments later, Henry, another CIA operative, takes Poppy into integration for questioning. As Poppy is interrogated, Martian's relationship with her becomes a point of contention. Martian's decision to conceal critical details from Henry, such as his relationship with Sami, raises suspicions. Martian is attempting to protect both his career and his family, but the line between the two is becoming increasingly blurred. Alexei and Volchok's power play. In another key storyline, we see Martian's manipulation of Alexei, a former ally who has become a pawn in Martian's efforts to gain access to General Volchok. Martian threatens Alexei with deportation if he doesn't comply and promises to secure U.S. citizenship for Alexei's family in return for his cooperation. Alexei, caught between a rock and a hard place, agrees to go to the Valhalla compound, where he faces interrogation by Volchok's mercenaries. To gain Volchok's trust, Alexei fabricates a story about his company stealing $300,000 from Volchok. Although he endures a brutal interrogation, Alexei's stoic resolve earns Volchok's respect. However, Volchok remains suspicious, unsure if Alexei is truly loyal or if he is a pawn in a larger game. The question now is whether Volchok will use Alexei to mislead the CIA or if he will expose him and risk his life. The fallout and what's to come. By the end of Episode 7, we are left with more questions than answers. Martian's risky decisions, the near abduction of Poppy, and Alexei's dangerous mission all add layers of complexity to the overarching narrative. Martian's true intentions regarding Sammy remain unclear, and the simmering tension between him and his colleagues only grows. The involvement of Volchok's mercenaries introduces a new level of danger, and Osman's relentless pursuit of Martian threatens to expose everything. As we look ahead to future episodes, the personal and professional stakes for Martian continue to rise. The world of espionage is unforgiving, and Martian's decisions could cost him everything. The real question is whether he can navigate these dangers without losing the people he cares about, or if his past will be his undoing. In the Agency Episode 7, Hard Landing, we see the intersection of espionage, personal relationships, and moral ambiguity. Martian's world is falling apart, and his next moves will determine not only his fate, but the fate of those he loves. This episode sets the stage for even more high-stakes drama, and we can only wait to see how it all plays out in the episodes to come.